Let's have a lesson on this piece. Follow the lesson for free, and if you're interested, I do have a free sheet music edition for this work. You just follow the link in the description. There's no sign up or anything, you just download the PDF. So for this particular melody here, I did experiment with adding bass notes at first, but this is part of a collection of relatively easy works that I've created as a supplement to my Volume 1 and Volume 2 method books. So I decided to actually keep this one as just melody because it uses quite a large range of the instrument, and also just for good melody practice. You know, other instruments, violin, cello, flute, they play single line melodies for the majority of the time, but they do it at such high quality levels, and I think most classical guitarists could just spend time just like working on their legato melodies and just really enjoying it and producing a high quality result. So that's why it looks sparse, but whenever you play something at a high quality, it always offers a little bit of a challenge. So I would recommend that students play this either near the, probably during my Volume 2 method book, so after my Volume 1 method book, just because of the second position things. But if you're feeling confident and you're near the end of my Volume 1, you could play it there too. So not too much to discuss because it's just the single melody. So we're just working on our phrasing and our legato. So I think we can just do a walkthrough of the piece and talk about a few things and go from there. In terms of the right hand fingering, I'm really viewing this as just an I-am exchange situation. So we're playing the whole piece just with alternating I and M fingering. I'm starting with the M finger and then just pretty much just trying to keep it back and forth between the two fingers throughout the whole work. And that does bring up a few awkward string crossings where you reach over to a higher string with the I finger. But that's okay. It's a single line melody. It's pretty easy to navigate in that way. If you just slow down the tempo a little bit, you should get used to that. You want to be able to do that instead of working out finicky fingerings. Like we could play this with adding A in there to avoid awkward string crossings. But in the end, just like when you play scales, there's awkward string crossings all the time with single line melodies, and you want to become comfortable with that. So it's an I-am alternation study in a sense. So I start with the M finger just so that the first few string crossings end up nice. Now that dotted eighth note, don't overthink it. If you're thinking in terms of eighth notes, 1 and 2 and. So 1 and 2 and. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. So if we break it down to 16th notes, 1 E and a, 2 E and a. It's on the first and fourth 16th note. Don't get too wrapped up in counting the rhythms like that. With a piece like this, almost 95% of the time, I just show the student how it sounds.
you know, and have them just play that over and over. And then I'll maybe have them tap their foot to the beat. Thump, 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 thump. You can't say my feet, so I'm saying thump. So you just learn it by ear and you play it. That's the way the rhythm sounds. You see the rhythm and it sounds like that. That's actually the most natural way to learn music. And then after that, you know, when you're doing your rhythm studies in my Volume 2 method book and stuff, you can think more in terms of breaking down the rhythm maybe. But even then, it's like these are learned rhythms. But if you were counting it, you could count it 1, 2, or 1 and 2, or 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Obviously, like I believe that practicing it, saying like all of those is very helpful. Doing it in every way is helpful. But in the end, like I said, you listen to it and it sounds a certain way and you play it that way. So you can just imitate the video. So let's just start again. I won't ramble too much. So here at measure 10, let's make sure to really move our fingers over. So to move our whole hand position up 1 fret, so including the thumb. So we take this perfect hand position that we've learned in first position, and then we move it up to second position. So we just move the whole hand up during the open string. During that open string, we move our hand back down to first position, including the thumb, back to second, first. So you can see, like, you know, your muscle memory is organized through your thumb in a way, and it's all like everything is in the same place always. And then when you move it to a different fret, everything is still in the same place. When we use our first finger, it goes down there. When we use our fourth there, you know, it's all organized. So we just move we have this perfect hand position and we just move it around. So when it says first position, when it says nothing, we're playing in first position. And then there's indications for second position. So you can see that shift to first position, shift to second position. I recommend that beginners really make a clear shift so that they start learning the idea of position playing very clearly. Later on, you might see some advanced people kind of meld the two positions together because they're so comfortable with the reach. But I think it's important for students to just make a very clear hand position change and keep their muscle memory organized in that way. So going on from there, just to make it sound more final with C. We decide the position blocks just really based on the need to play that A. So if there's a section that needs lots of those A's and we don't need to play an F down here, then we just stay in second position. So I hope you enjoy that piece. It's an opportunity just to work on a nice single line melody and a really beautiful one at that. So I hope you enjoy it.